今日もバルダーズゲート3進めていくぜ。
前回はロローカンを縛いたところだったわね。
今はラマジスの塔の探索を再開するぜ。
Still alive, so that's progress. Be cautious. A trap. This place is more dangerous than I thought.
ここにも罠があるのか、全部解除してしまおう。そしてドアが開けられないから解錠の魔法を使うぜ。
No one's stopped me yet. Moving in.
ここがカーサスの宝物庫か。これが九段のカーサス年代記か。
The Annals of Carsus.
概念崩壊の巻物をもらったが、イベントも同時に。
If the crown atop the Elder Brain was truly forged by Carsus himself, this book will confirm it. All we have to do is turn the page.
よし、ゲイルお前に任せるぞ。
That devil Raphael was telling the truth. There's no doubt. The crown of Carsus is what's controlling the Elder Brain. And this is no mere journal. It contains Carsus's original plans for the crown's construction. His designs for godhood. Not exactly. It was what he did with it that sealed his fate, and, for a time, that of magic itself. The crown was merely the means.
勘が欲しくて精一杯だな、ゲイル。
Stones were originally one construct, seemingly sundered at the moment of Carsus's downfall. If we can collect the crown's setting and the three netherstones, and with the correct invocation of certain spells and gestures detailed in these notes, I think I could reforge it. To every end you can imagine, and 1,000 more beyond. Just think of it. The power of the gods in mortal hands at last would be free of doctrine and dogma, confined only by the limits of our imaginations. I promise you, the gods will never grant us such a blessing, no matter how much we worship and adore them.
ゲイルは思っている以上に野望がある男だな。
I don't know. Ao does not look
エオはレルムの
kindly
神
on
々
gods
の
meddling in
神
mortal
様ね。
affairs.
超越神だから知ってる人は少ないんだけど、さすがはゲイルね。
And let events unfold. Even with the fate of the world at stake, she had little more to offer me than the means of blowing myself up at a more convenient time. She's done nothing to help us. Mistra wanted the brain obliterated because of this crown. She fears a world in which such power is beyond her control, ready to be claimed by Carsus's successor.
人間爆弾にされたことを根に持っているのか。
Do you think I had not considered that? I have no intention of repeating his folly. Powerful as he was, Carsus lacks some advantages I can lay claim to. I know Mistra intimately, and I carry a fragment of the weave itself within my body. Carsus achieved many things, but he never managed that. A long road lies ahead before the crown comes into our possession. All I ask for now is that you do not dismiss this possibility out of hand. Please, at least think on it.
まったく、隠さないだけアスタリオンの方がマシまである
I
ぞ。
suppose I am asking you to take a leap of faith even the most loyal of companions might struggle to land gracefully. Spent so long feeling inferior. shut out from my destiny over such a simple act of youthful enthusiasm. Perhaps I got carried away with the thought this crown could give me back what Mistra took. Cure me, even.
カーサスの影を追うのか、やめとけって。
You're right. There aren't many wizards who'd care to be mentioned in the same breath as him, or his folly. Whatever comes of this, we cannot allow the crown to be reforged in Raphael's image. A devil wielding the might of Carsus. It would be the end of everything.
最後に話をそらしやがった。勘はミストラに献上するのが一番だと思うけどな。今度は反対のエルミンスターの部屋を覗いてみよう。サーキオン写本か。これでいつぞやのサーイの資料術が解読できそうだな。あ、アスタリオンが呪われちゃった。まあいいか。その後、隠し部屋を探していたらもう一つ見つけたぜ。
You've arrived in the nick of time, saintly adventurer. I've been trapped for so long I dare say I'm half mad! Ho ho! Thank you for sacrificing yourself to save me. Such courage brings a tear to the eye.
奇妙なランプを触ったらジンが出てきた。
You have a patron. Wondrous! I'm sure it will happily take your place. But until someone swaps with you, I'm afraid you're stuck in here. Toodles! Oh, freedom's sweet nectar. How I missed you. Oh, my rescuer left behind a servant. I'm terribly sorry for your loss. I'm sure you're at your wit's end without your master. Yafeu, the stupendous! Or was it wondrous? Bah! I'm free! And that's all that matters. Know that I will remember your master's sacrifice with great affection. Every month or so. But I must be off. I'm a century late for an appointment. Now. Your master touched a lamp like a ding-a-ling, which means this is your problem, not mine. But if you're after a fight, so be it. It's been too long since I flexed these glorious magical muscles. Aha!
バトルになるんじゃないのか？
どうやらジンの代わりにランプに閉じ込められたようね。
ふーむ、確かに豪華な部屋だが、閉じ込められるのは勘弁だな。とりあえず役に立ちそうなものは回収しよう。その中からクアジット召喚の巻物が出てきたから、クアジットを身代わりにすれば自分が出れるんじゃないか？お、出られたようだな。
外ではジンとバトルになっているようね。
敵は一体だし、ソウルブレイカーで朦朧とさせれば瞬殺だぜ。
I've missed this.
I am fury. I am death.
相手に何もさせなかったぜ。
死んだから強かったんでしょうけどね。
さて、ラマジスの塔もこんなところかな。撤収しようか。その後、野営地に戻ってきたらエルミンスターがいたぜ。
Elminster?
Oh, hello, my boy. No, don't mind me. I'm just enjoying a lungful of bull durian air. Yes, a distinctive aroma, though perhaps not one worthy of bottling. I hear you've been browsing in the most esteemed of emporiums, sorcerous sundries. Indulge my curiosity. What wonders did you discover there?
これ全部バレてるやつじゃん。
So, you have learned the truth of the enemy we face. The very tool with which its eponymous creator unmade magic itself. Perhaps now you understand what is at stake here, my boy. Though what Mr. asked of you was extreme, it was not without merit, nor demanded lightly.
What are you saying? Or rather, what are you not saying?
Mr. knows you defied her, Gale. Well, of course she knows. She's Mistra. She bids you come to her holy shrine in the Stormshore Tabernacle. There, she will grant you an audience at last.
神様からの謁見の要請か、断れるはずもないな。
I'm curious enough to make the attempt. All right. An audience with the mother of magic, it is.
Perhaps that should have been your mission right from the start. Trust in yourself. Trust in the weave. If you are willing, trust in Mistra. There is a conclusion yet to be written in this sorry tale, Gale of Waterdeep. And yours is the quill that will write it.
So all it took to get Mistra's attention was to learn how to reforge an artifact that once destroyed her. It's obvious when you stop to think about it. I think Elminster's last message was the one carrying the punishment. Having respectfully declined it, I think she's willing to negotiate. This is a
本
conversation
当
that's
か、
long
ちょっと兄
overdue
に
on
考え
both
てないかこい
sides.
つ。
I owe it to her to hear her out. Come what may afterwards. After you.
というわけで礼拝堂に来たのであった。
It's been some time since I stood before her in a place like this.
There she stands, just as Elminster promised. Mistra, goddess of the weave, mother of all magic.
The old man wasn't lying. She's opened the summoning channel. Can't you feel it?
Gale's right. The very air around the statue crackles with magic. It sets your teeth on edge.
A stream of pure, undiluted weave. I only have to reach out, and it will carry me to Mistra, wherever she may be.
Well, go on then. It's rude to keep a goddess waiting.
Time was, I'd have given my right arm for a chance to speak with Mistra again. The left one, too. Maybe a knee. Am I? You're right. I am a strong, capable wizard. And this is no more than a casual reunion with an ex-lover. My omnipotent, omniscient ex-lover. I always wonder what being nervous would feel like. I hate it. You're kind to say so, but this is hardly my first time in Mystra's presence. It's more the matter of what I'm going to say to her. During my time locked away in Waterdeep, I prepared a quite comprehensive speech for her on the subject of our former relationship and the manner in which it ended. Alas, recent events have rendered the majority of it moot, so I'm gonna have to improvise. Unless you have any words of wisdom to impart before I go?
何を言うのか考えてないのか、大丈夫か?
You'd make a fine three-dragon anti-player, you know? I think it's best I
スリードラゴンアンティはこの世界で気軽に遊ばれているボードゲームよ。ちなみに普通に販売されてるから興味ある人は調べてみるといいわ。
And then I can see how strong a chance we stand of winning the gambit. I'll only be gone for a matter of moments. The outer planes experience time quite differently to our own. Wait for me. Please.
Gale of Waterdeep. You look well.
As do you. But I assume we're not here solely to exchange compliments. So why am I here?
You discovered what
ついに女
lies
神
at
本人
the
が
heart
登
of
場
the
か。
absolute, the crown of Karsus. And you disobeyed my instruction. Why?
Because you had no right to ask that of me. You cast me out. Remember?
You were my lover, my chosen. Yet still you know so little of me. The past cannot be undone with self-pity, nor can a future be forged. Only with the truth will you see the way ahead. The fragment of magic you tried to return to me was not of my creation. It was the Karsite weave. It is a corrupted, half-born magic, wrought in the brief moment Karsus ascended to godhood. It hungers for power, just as he did, and it can never be sated. You unleashed something that would consume all magic in existence, and yet you thought only of preserving yourself.
So that's what you're scared of. With the crown of Karsus reforged, I could take control of the Karsite weave.
You can no more control the Karsite weave than a weather vane could control a storm. That it entered your body and consumed no more than your powers was a miracle. But we will not be granted another. The only reason the orb sleeps is because I have allowed it to feed on the true weave. A temporary measure, but one that will not be enough to save us. With each day that passes, the Elder Brain threatens to become a new kind of god. Its worshippers, a scourge of soulless illithids. If you will not use the orb to end this abomination, then you must find a way to separate crown and host. When you've done this, you must surrender the crown of Karsus to me.
A great ask indeed. You've given me much to think on, as you always did.
So be it. Follow the needle of your own wisdom. We shall see how truly it leads you.
お説教されただけだったような。
Back on mortal soil once more. believe I saw it. After all this time.
で、どうだった？
She gave us the secret of the orb's power. I call that extremely useful knowledge to have. The Karsite weave. Within me this whole time. I knew the orb was no ordinary ball of magic before it to be Karsus's malignant creation. Gods! How did I not see that? True enough. There's a reason such unwitting heroes have been the backbone of lyric and legend for as long as both have existed. Even so, I was hardly some naive apprentice at the time. I considered myself an archmage, and yet was fool enough to be mistaken for a common conjurer. At least now I'm armed with the truth, and Mistra's expectations. Sounds like the door to redemption is open at last. All I have to do is walk through it, carrying the crown of Karsus.
おいおい、いよいよ目的がずれてきたな。
Perhaps. I see few other options open to me. If I ever want to reclaim those parts of myself the orb snatched away. If I ever want to be me again. Impulsive wreck? God, you made me sound like something a drunk fisherman scuppered on the banks of the Chionthar. Needless to say, I've work ahead of me before I feel myself truly redeemed of the damage I caused. But I intend to try. If I can promise you one thing in return for your faith in me, it's this. I will use everything in my power to ensure we defeat this evil. I will not let you down. Now, I believe we've a date with an elder brain to get to. Shall we?
こいつは本当に神になるつもりか？
そんな感じね。ろくでもない結果に終わりそうだけど。
So, Gale's hedging his bets with Mistra? I can't say I blame him. Who'd want to hold a power like the crown of Karsus in their hands just to hand it to someone else? I know what my decision would be, but we're all different, of course.
アスタリオンはブレないな、いろいろと。
Mistra has forsaken Gale entirely. A crushing blow. But he is strong enough to persevere, I think.
シャドハちゃんは信仰者としての意見のようだな。何にせよ、まずはエルダーブレインに勝たないといけないし、そのためには、オーリンとゴータシュを倒さないといけないな。